How you doing? This is Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Today I am at Miller's Gun Shop. A very special thanks to the people here at Miller's helping me out to review these bows. This particular bow is the Hoyt Carbon RX-1. It's got about a 32-inch axle to axle, which is a little bit shorter than the Ultra version. They both have the carbon riser. They're both running around that $1,500 price range. But I'm about to shoot this at 70 pounds, 30-inch draw with a 350 grain, 450 and a 550 grain arrow. Let's see what it does. Before I do that, I also want to mention, in case you haven't seen the other review videos, Hoyt have made some changes this year. They have a nice new system for canceling out bottom cam lean with the way they've run the cables this year. They do have a new roller guard system, and the carbon riser is fairly similar to what we've seen in the past. They have the dampeners here and things like that. So let me go ahead and get started. We do have the Yoke System up here for manipulating the top cam for lean. Here we go. 70 pounds, 30-inch draw, 350 grain arrow first. So it's got the cable stop, the back wall. This one feels a little firmer than the longer axle to axle one, so I would give this like a, the other one was more like a 5 out of 10. I'll give this like a 6, almost even a 7 out of 10. They do come off the back wall fairly easy. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It stays on just a hair better than the one, and sometimes it can be just a tuning thing slightly out. Feels a little more hand shock with the RX-1 compared to the Ultra. The Ultra just had, the one that I shot felt just a little less hand shock to it. So a few first impressions shooting the RX-1, and I just shot the Ultra, which I did in a separate review. I'll put a link for that if you want to check that out. But comparing this to the Ultra, this has a shorter axle to axle and just a little more vibration when it goes off, just the way it felt to me today. But let's go back to the home office and check out the data and give you a conclusion. All right, so looking at the data, and one thing I want to mention, in case I didn't mention it already in this video, because I've done several for Hoyt, I just want to make clear that there is a hump and dump in the draw cycle of these Hoyts this year. So right at the end there's like a hump, and it just kind of, you can see when I'm doing the drawing back on a lot of these. That's why I put so many clips in there, so you can kind of see that, get an idea of what that draw cycle is like. So that's a little bit of the draw cycle that you got from the Hoyts this year. But let's go over the data. Let's see what the results were here. So at 350, well, let's look at the left-hand side first. Just over 31-inch axle to axle, a little bit over 6-inch brace. The draw length came in an eighth long, 30 and an eighth. The draw weight measured 70.7. It was closer to 71 pounds. The full draw weight was 17.1, and it gave us a 76% let off. So at 350 grains, it was 333 feet per second, 79.9 decibels, and just to point out, the control bow in the control environment was 78 decibels, and at this location 78.1. So it was basically dead on as far as the noise. So looking at 450 grain arrow, it's 298 feet per second, 78.5 decibels, and then the 550 grain arrow is 273 feet per second, 78.4 decibels. So then I dropped the bow down to 65 pounds, and we look here at the measurements. It came in a hair shorter on the draw length, 65.5 at full, actually it was what we were drawing, a peak weight, and then at full draw was 12.2 pounds, so it gave us an 81% let off. And for the speed, we came in at 331 feet per second, 79.4 decibels, 293 feet per second for the 425 grain arrow, and 76.8 decibels. And then for the 525 grain arrow is keep doing that, 268 feet per second, 77.7 decibels. So I do like the Hoyt for, the Hoyt brand. I like what they did with the bottom cam, because I've owned Hoyts and there's been issues with bottom cam lean. And if you want to shoot a bow with no cam lean, that's nice having that there. There's other bows, like other hybrid cam systems such as Expedition, where you actually utilize the cam lean for the efficiency of the bow. And Bowtech, they intentionally put cam lean in the bow. So depending on the brand of bow and what you're trying to achieve, you either want to totally cancel it out or utilize it to your advantage. In this particular model, they've canceled it out, and they changed that roller guard system, as I mentioned before. So if you're a Hoyt fan, though, I think you'll be happy with the Hoyt this year. If you're a hybrid cam system fan, then I would also encourage you to check out the Expedition bows. I think they're actually a nicer hybrid cam system, not just in the tuning, but everything. I mean, it's smoother and faster. So that's all for this video. Coming up next is the RX-1 Ultra. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until the next time, take care and God bless.